Hello, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining me from today. I am excited to be live here to have a chat with all my people on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. Let me check if we're live on Instagram. Okay, there you go. All right, I think we're live on Instagram as well. Welcome, everybody. I hope everybody is having a great day. Happy Saturday. Good afternoon, wherever you are joining me from. Welcome. Today, I want us to have a chat, and it's going to be a live chat on leadership. Welcome. I see everyone joining us on Instagram. If you are joining me live on Facebook, on YouTube, welcome. It's gonna be a great time together. I mean, I'm having a very great Saturday. I am pumped up. I'm excited to be here to have this live chat so that we can, have some good time together. Okay. All right, today we want to chat on leadership. Leadership is my life, is what I breathe every day. That's what I do every day. All right, I wake up, I sleep with leadership. So it's going to be a chat, okay? I will be excited to read about how you are leading yourself. How are you leading yourself? Okay, how are you leading yourself? That is an important question. All right, it's a very big question for anyone that is live right here with me. And this is an important thing that we all need to talk about, because leading yourself is the most important when it comes to leadership. And it is called self-leadership, right? Self-leadership. So let's talk about self-leadership. Thank you, everyone. I see everyone who have joined us on Instagram. Thank you. Welcome. Wherever you are joining us from. It's going to be a great time. So how are you leading yourself? Feel free to share your own comments, okay? I would love to read from you. Let me know how you are leading yourself. What does it mean to lead you? What does that mean to you? To lead you, to lead yourself, all right? See, the potential to lead other people is highly dependent on how you lead yourself. Because if you don't lead yourself well, you cannot lead other people, right? You cannot lead other people well. So how well you lead you will determine how you lead others. So if you are a CEO, or you are a founder of an organization, whether you are leading in business, leading in ministry, leading a team, small team, or a big team, right? Or maybe you are, of course, you're leading your children, okay, your family. You are in leadership. You are in leadership. And leadership is the most important thing that we need in our world today. Leadership is the most important thing that we need in our world today. If I'm meeting you for the first time, my name is Wale Adekanla. I am a leadership coach and a scaling consultant. I work with leaders, CEOs, founders of organizations to scale leadership, to create leadership culture, and to position things the way they should so that they can increase their leadership and profitability. Okay? So this is a live chat. I'm not here today to teach something. All right. I'm not here to teach today. So I want to learn from you. I want to read from you how you are leading you. Thank you very much, everyone joining on Instagram. I see you, and thank you for following our business page, the Leadership Channel Consulting. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. We want to continue to share great content with you, and we want to continue to add value to you. You know, everything about us is adding value, supporting leaders, making sure that things are going well in your organization. So everything about us is leadership. I want to see your organization move forward. So let me continue about self-leadership. So how well are you leading you? How well are you leading you? I think that's a very big question. And I want you to first of all think about this, that leadership is not management. Okay, let me talk about 5 myths. 5 myths, okay, about leadership. Because I think this is going to be a good stage for us to get started. Let's set the stage with these 5 myths. And I think this is important. 5 myths about leadership. All right. Number one myth. Okay, I see everyone joining us on Instagram. I see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. It's going to be a great time together. So let's start. Okay, let me know if you can see me. Can you see me on Instagram, on Facebook? Let me know. Can you hear me? All right. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. So leadership is management. Leadership is not management. One of the things that I've discovered, working with leaders in different organizations, in different areas of life, is that most people, they have equated leadership to be management. And that is not true, because leadership is about influencing people to follow. And management is about systems, processes, and tasks. So I want us to understand the difference, and that is very important. So we are not focusing on you managing yourself. We are focusing on you leading your life. How well are you leading you? Second myth about leadership. All right, I see everyone joining us on Instagram. Thank you for joining. Second myth about leadership. The second myth is leadership is the same as innovation. I know that could be a shock to someone. That, what do you mean? Leadership is the same as innovation. All right. That's a that's a myth. I want us to know that at best, innovation has a short time effect unless a person has influence with others. If your influence does not continue with others, innovation will stop. Innovation has a short life cycle, has a short lifetime if your influence does not continue with others. Okay? And that is why leaders who are leading themselves, now underline that. Leaders who are leading themselves. So, what does it mean to lead you? I want us to think about the law of input. Think about the law of input, because the law of input is very profound. See, what you eat will determine your output. Whatever you eat will determine your output. In fact, your leadership input will determine your leadership capacity, your output. So great leaders are always focused on inputs, not the outcome. Say good leaders focus on the outcome. What do we want to get out of this? All right. The focusing on the outcome. Hey, this is what we need to get to. This is the ROI. This is what we need to do. These are the goals and stuff like that. Those are fantastic and they are very important. Okay. But great leaders, the focus on the input. What are we feeding our people? What am I feeding my people? All right. What kind of culture do we have? What kind of environment have we created? Because no matter how big your goal is, no matter how big that vision is, no matter how big that outcome looks like, all right, there are beautiful goals, beautiful outcome, beautiful vision, all right, well written down. Well, if the vision is not living in the right environment, that vision will die. In fact, that vision will frustrate you. People will be frustrated and you will be frustrated because vision can only be realized if the vision or the goals are living in the right environment. And this is why great leaders focus on the input, not the outcome. Because if you take care of the input, what you feed you and what you feed other people, the outcome will take care of itself. Can I repeat that? If you take care of the input, if you take care of what goes in, for example, in your family, if you take care of what goes into your family, you know, what you see, what you people discuss in your family, places you go, the kind of movie you see, the kind of music you listen to, see, it's a matter of time. All the goals and the vision that you have in your family will become a reality because your input will determine your output. Okay? So if you want to change your outcome, if you want to change what is going on around your life, if you don't like the way your life is right now, just adjust your input. What kind of movies do you see? You know, when you are on Instagram, all right? When you are scrolling on Instagram, what do you look through? What kind of scroll are you going through? All right. What kind of books are you reading? What kind of movie are you seeing? What kind of music are you listening to? Are you feeding yourself junks? Because if you are feeding yourself junks, your output will definitely be junks. So great leaders focus on the input in order to increase their capacity to lead other people. So if you are leading someone today, and that could be one person, a small group, 2 or 3 people, or maybe you are leading the 2 or 3 teams, or if you have a business, or you are leading a ministry, or you are leading in any capacity, I want you to know that the most important thing is all about you. You are the most important person in the picture. If you don't lead yourself well, you cannot lead other people well. Okay, that leads me to the third myth. And the third myth is knowledge is leadership because knowledge is power. Is that interesting? Knowledge is leadership because knowledge is power. Knowledge is important in leadership, but there are many people who are brilliant. They are very brilliant. Have you ever discovered or have you ever met someone before? Someone that is very brilliant but poor in leadership. Have you met someone before who is very brilliant but poor in leadership? Let me know. What do you think? What do you think? Have you met someone before? Someone brilliant but poor in leadership. Now, here is the catch. Because you are brilliant does not mean automatically you are a good leader. Because if you are unable to influence other people positively, if your life cannot inspire others to achieve their own goals and to deliver or deploy themselves, then you are not leading well. And that is why great leaders are always striving to become better. They are looking for ways to adjust their weaknesses to get support in their area of weaknesses so that they can strengthen themselves, and they keep on focusing on their strengths. They keep on developing themselves in their area of strength every day so that they can lead others well. And this is why self-leadership is the most important form of leadership. All right. So how are you leading you? I like to read from you. How are you leading you? Or what is self-leadership to you? If you have any life questions about yourself or how you want to grow you, or maybe about your organization, I would love to connect with you. Let's talk about this. Ask your questions. Let's talk about your concerns when it comes to self-leadership. Okay, let me talk about number 4. Number 4 myth. I love this one. Number 4 myth says that pioneer is always the leader. The pioneer is always the leader. That means whoever that starts or begins something is the leader of that thing. That's a myth, right? And this is why most organizations are not really successful, because there are some people who are designed to support the pioneers in order to create systems, create structures, create processes so that things can go well. They are gifted and talented in delivering structures and positioning the organization so that things can run, and then the leadership culture can be created within the organization. And that's how it works. So being in front doesn't mean you are a leader unless others intentionally follow you. See, you are not a great leader if people follow you because they have to, not because they want to. So I want you to check your own leadership. If you are leading some people today, how well are you leading others? How well are you leading others? How well are you leading others? All right, if we have some messages on Instagram, I think, let me see if we have questions on Instagram. I like to answer all your questions. Let me connect. I like to see if you have questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to share your questions. I would love to answer your questions live. Okay? All right. So let me go ahead with the 5th myth. The 5th myth of leadership. And the 5th myth of leadership says positional authority is leadership. Positional authority is leadership. See, this myth is the reason why most people want to kill themselves. In fact, in the third world nations, most people kill themselves and oppress other people because of this myth. They believe that they believe that positional authority makes someone a leader. And this is a big issue, especially for most people who have been through or anyone who has this history of oppression. Most people don't know that they are functioning by default. They've been trained to believe that you need a position to become a leader. So how can you lead other people when you are not in charge? How can you lead people when you are not in charge? If people follow you because they want to, then you are a person of influence. But if people follow you because they have to, then you are not leading well. And that brings us back to our question today. How well are you leading yourself? Because leadership is not about the position, it's all about influence. Leadership is not about your positional authority, it's all about influence. See, people may comply if you have authority, and you command them, you're forcing them to comply. Yeah, people may comply because of your authority, because of your position. But that doesn't mean that they are following you. See, compliance is not followership. Because people are complying does not mean they are following. All right. So don't mix the two together. They are two different things. They are two different things. Because people are complying does not mean they are following you, does not mean they are following you willingly. Okay? People follow those who inspire them into leadership, into discovering themselves. If you are not helping people to discover themselves and to deploy themselves and to grow themselves, if people cannot see meaning in their lives, if people cannot, if your leadership does not give meaning to other people's lives, they won't follow you. Everyone follows someone who is helping them to become better, to see better, and to do better. Okay? So how well are you leading you? Then are you a leadership student? Are you a leadership student? Are you someone who is always ready and willing to learn, to grow, to become better? How well are you leading you? See, there are many leaders who are already stuck because they are always the teacher. They are always the teacher. They are always teaching others without being the student. The greatest form of leadership is self-leadership. And the best way to become a better leader is to become a student of leadership. Is to become a student of leadership. You have to always be, looking for ways to learn something new, improve yourself, and to increase your capacity. How are you increasing your capacity? Are you growing you? How are you becoming better every day? Are you learning something new every day? Are you looking for ways to stretch yourself, to stretch you? What kind of environment have you placed yourself, or have you put yourself in your comfort zone? There's something I call, okay, that's a statement. Let me give you this statement. See, growth and comfort never coexist. Let me repeat that. Growth and comfort never coexist. They don't live together. You cannot be willing to grow you and then be comfortable. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable in order to stretch yourself and grow yourself. And if you don't stretch yourself and grow yourself, you cannot become or increase your capacity to lead other people well. Those who are stretching, those who are comfortable, being uncomfortable, are those who are capable of leading others well. And that is why self-leadership is the most important form of leadership. Embracing new challenges, and that builds your humility and your influence. Let me tell you a story. I remember when I was growing up in Nigeria, in Africa, my father took me to the farm. I I I understand what it means to have a seed, okay, and planting the seed in the right soil, wetting that environment, making sure the soil, has moisture, making sure that there is enough water, all right? Making sure that you don't have the unwanted plants growing with that plant. I understand the power of the seed that is being planted in the right environment, because I went to the farm for many years. And one day, a bee, honeybee, I got stung by the honeybee, and it was really painful. I fell down. I felt it. And when I fell down, it was, I didn't know that that it was actually the honeybee until I looked up. And when I looked up and I saw where all the bees attached themselves, I ran away. And the bees were just, flying from one flower to another flower, and they were busy just flying around. And I wondered, and I didn't know until I did a research, and I discovered that the bees, the honeybees, were just busy doing their work. There's something called sugar water. Sugar water is nectar, and this nectar is always taken from one flower to another flower by the honeybees. So the honeybees flies from one flower to another flower. So as the honeybee flies from one flower to another flower, there is something called pollination. Pollination takes place. There is fertilization of different flowers in the process. And then those flowers, they produce more seeds. And those seeds produce more plants. And those plants produce more flowers. So the bee is busy collecting sugar water and taking the sugar water to the baby bees. And the sugar water is like the food for the baby bees. So as the honeybee is busy flying from one flower to another flower, the honeybee is fertilizing the flowers, and pollination takes place. And in the process, more plants are produced, of course. And we human beings, we breathe in the oxygen, and the plant produces the oxygen. We give out the carbon dioxide, right? So think about this. The honeybee is busy flying from one flower to another flower. And in the process, more flowers are produced, more seeds are produced, more plants are produced. So through that, we have enough oxygen in our environment for us human beings to inhale. Okay, think about the outputs. Through that process, the honeybee gives the sugar water to the baby bees. The focus of the honeybee is to get the sugar water for the baby bees. But in the process, the honeybee is also helping our environment, producing more oxygen, and then creating more plants. Now, here is the catch, and here is the lesson that we can all learn from the honeybees. The honeybee is not focused on producing more seeds. The honeybee is not focused on producing oxygen for us humans to inhale. No, the honeybee is focused on the sugar water and making sure that the baby bees have enough food to eat. The same thing applies when it comes to self-leadership. When you start to grow yourself, when you start to build yourself, when you start to become yourself, when you start to develop you, your growth will affect other people around you. See, the ripple effect of your own self-development, of your self-leadership is huge. When you grow it will affect your family. Your family will grow. It will affect your business. Your business will grow. It will affect your environment. you become a person of influence who can make great impact in your environment. You become a better person. The way you talk will be different. The way you see will be different. The way you think will be different because of what you feed you. Your inputs will determine your output in everything. So if you want to become a better leader, you have to be careful about your inputs. Are you feeding yourself junks? You know, I'm a believer and I read my Bible. And one of the things I've discovered is that there are many believers who are praying and fasting, and they keep on eating junks every day, watching the wrong movies, listening to the wrong musics, reading the wrong books, you know, positioning themselves in the wrong environment, and they are hoping to experience a better life. Say, becoming successful does not happen by accident. You have to be intentional to become successful. You have to be intentional. See, success is a decision. You have to decide, I want to become a better leader. So if you are leading two people or you are leading a small team, you have to decide, I want to become a better leader. Only people who have decided and then managing their decisions through self-discipline are those who can lead others well. If you don't lead yourself well, you cannot lead others well. Because when you grow yourself, you will increase your capacity to lead others well. And this is why it's important for you to be careful about what you feed yourself. Are you trying new things as a leader? Are you trying new things? How well are you growing you every day? Are you doing at least one thing every day to become better? Do you know it all? Do you know it all? There are many leaders who think, yeah, I got this. I'm the owner of the business. I started this business. I've been doing this business for a long time. I got this. No, 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 no. See, when, see, the growth of your business will always be dependent on your own personal growth. If you don't grow, things won't grow. Say, if anything is stuck around you today, or maybe let's say your family or your business or anything that you are leading today, everything is dependent on your own personal growth. Because if you don't grow you, things won't grow. If you don't become better, things won't become better. If you want things around you to become better, you have to become better. Because you are the average of your 5 closest friends. When I say friends, I'm talking about your environment. Because people you are close to are those who are feeding you. You know, you're on a phone call and you're chatting, just having fun, just chatting, right? See, it's not just a chat. You are receiving. Because every relationship increases or decreases you. Every conversation increases or decreases you. Every association increases or decreases you. Every time you are having a one-on-one conversation with someone, you are receiving. You are receiving something. So you have to be very conscious about what you are receiving, because whatever you are receiving will determine your output. You have to be intentional about surrounding yourself with growth-minded people, people who can push you towards self-improvement. Not people who are just telling you what you want to hear. Oh, you're good. Oh, you look so beautiful. When they know that you are not that you are not really looking beautiful, right? Especially those people who like, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. They just like other people to just yes at them, right? Okay. See, let me say this to you. Sharing knowledge and pushing each other to become better elevates your potential. If you don't have people who can push you, who can encourage you to become better, then you are not elevating your potential. Because what you have achieved is no more your potential. The success you have today, okay, maybe you have your PhD, you have your master's, you have your first degree, or maybe you have a business, or maybe 2 businesses. Let me tell you something. Whatever you have today is no more your potential. It's no more your potential. Your potential is your untapped resource that you have within you. Your potential is something that you have never explored. Your potential is a ground that you have never been to. It's a place that you have never tried. It's a journey that you have never started. Your potential is your gift, your talent that you have never explored, that you have never developed. Products and services, the influence that you have never released is your potential. Untapped resources is your potential. And your potential cannot be elevated, cannot be released, cannot be refined if you don't position yourself in the right environment. In an environment that will help you to become a better person. And that brings me to a question. And before that question, I want to quickly release this. Consume high quality leadership content to stretch your leadership. Can I repeat that? Consume high quality leadership content to stretch your leadership. Most people want it easy. Yes. And that's why we have many average people. For you to get to the top 1%, 3%, 10%, you cannot be living like the 90%, the way 90% of people are living. You cannot. You cannot. You cannot be living like most people, and then become successful like the few who are truly successful. And how can you become a better person? Consume high leadership content, high quality leadership content. If you want to become a high quality person, you cannot become a high quality person if you are not consuming a high quality leadership content. You have to be intentional about your growth. I love the way John C. Maxwell put it. And there's a question he asked us, anytime we are in his gathering, he will say, how far can you go? How far? How far can you go? It's not about goals, you set your goals, yes. But after hitting the goal, what next? Leaders don't get stuck on yesterday's success. Leaders think forward on what next. Because your vision is in phases. When you get to phase 1, then phase 2 we get exposed. You cannot experience phase 2 in your vision if you have not gone through phase 1. Because vision is in phases. So you have to choose new and unrelated challenges to help your humility and growth. Let me tell you the reason why most leaders are not humble. Okay. If you are a leader today, if you are not humble, I want to tell you why you are not humble today. All right. Or if you know a leader that is not humble, who knows it all? A leader that does not get feedback, a leader that does not listen. Okay. I want to tell you why they are like that today. All right. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Here's the answer. They are not leadership students. They are not leadership students. See, every great leader is a leadership student. And when you become a leadership student, and what does that mean? It means you are always open to learn something new. You are always open to become a student in an area of life. There is something that you are learning right now that will make you to feel like, yes, I need to become a student here. You know, think about this. Imagine a sport. Imagine a sport. Okay. Let's say you are the best in one area of life and you are a leadership student. Automatically, you want to learn something new. You want to become better. You want to improve yourself. For example, let's say, oh, I don't know how to, oh, I don't know budgeting. Or maybe I don't know how to use Excel documents, or you don't know how to use some softwares or things like that. If you are a leadership student, let's say you enroll in a class to learn how to do this, or maybe how to improve yourself in budgeting, okay, or maybe how to improve yourself in decision making as a leadership student, and someone is your teacher, someone is the facilitator or the tutor, you will be humble enough to sit down, to write notes and to take notes, to learn from someone else. When you are learning from someone else, you will automatically humble yourself. Even if you are not humble, you will be forced to be humble because you don't know. Because the more you know, the more you will discover that you don't know. Great leaders are always open. They are always learning. They are always failing. And they are always adjusting. And they are always improving themselves. And they are always getting better. And this is why great leaders become innovators. They create environment where people innovate. They create systems, structures. That's why great leaders are great managers, because they help people to create systems, structures, and processes in order to deliver the vision. Does that make sense? And let me remind you, if you are leading today and you don't have a personal growth plan, I want to encourage you to please go and have a personal growth plan. A personal growth plan. Because you cannot become a great leader if you don't have a personal growth plan. Does that make sense? A personal growth plan. A personal growth plan. You have to increase your personal leadership capacity in order to lead other people well. So let me give you 3 assignments or 3 case studies before you leave today. I want to just give you 3 applications, all right? And I want to encourage you to please apply this in your leadership. Share this with your team. If you are a business owner, a founder, share this with your managers, all right? Share with your directors, share with everyone that is leading across the organization. Share these 3 applications with them. And if you are just starting out, let's say you want to start a business, or you want to create something, or you want to or you are leading people in an organization, this is good for you. All right. I want to encourage you to grab your pen. I'm going to be ending this live session in the next 10 minutes. Grab your pen. I want to give you 3 questions, and I call them 3 applications for today, so that you can start leading yourself well. And remember, how you lead yourself is always dependent on your capacity, your potential to lead others. So that means if you don't lead you well, you cannot lead others well. Number 1 application. What will you consume to stretch your leadership in the next 1 month? What will you consume to stretch yourself, to stretch your leadership in the next 1 month? I want you to commit to yourself. See, commit to yourself. If you have an accountability partner, I would encourage you to get someone. And that's what we do in our organization. We help CEOs and founders to be accountable to their personal growth. Get an accountability partner, someone who can stand with you, someone who can check, on you regularly, every day, weekly. Oh, are you focused on the goals that you have set for yourself to become better? So, what will you consume? Books, audios, podcasts, messages, articles, journals. What will you consume differently to stretch your leadership, to stretch yourself? Because this question is going to help you to become comfortable being uncomfortable. If you are always comfortable with where you are not stretching you. And I want you to stretch yourself, because you need to create a leadership consumption plan. Can you tweet that to someone or write that down? Create your leadership consumption plan. Right? You have to be intentional about what you eat, your diet. Because if you eat junks, your life will become a junk. And that is true. So you have to be intentional. So here is the thing. Write this under the first application. Create a leadership consumption plan to ensure continuous learning. That's what I want you to write down. Write that down, please. Write that down. That's going to help you. Number two application. Please write this down. Number two application. What new and unrelated challenge can you undertake to enhance humility and growth? I want you to write that down. What new and unrelated challenge? Because you need to challenge yourself to stretch yourself. You need to challenge yourself to grow yourself. Can you undertake to enhance your humility and growth? That's important. Number three, please write this down. What do you need in your life to stretch your leadership? What do you need? Do you need self-discipline? Do you need to be consistent? Because consistency compounds. See, it is not easy to be consistent. See, sometimes you feel like giving up. I feel that sometimes, but I push myself to move forward. In fact, I tell my mentees sometimes, force yourself to be consistent. Do it. Do it hard. See, everyone will be successful if it's not hard. It's hard to be consistent. But the moment you get yourself on track and it becomes a lifestyle, then it will become easier. Starting out is not easy. Starting something new is not easy. The moment you make a decision and you intend to create something new in your life, there will be an appearance of darkness. I call it pain. If you make a decision today that, oh, I want to lose weight, you want to lose 10 pounds or you want to lose 20 pounds, and then tomorrow you get out there, you go to the gym to start working out. Trust me, when you return from the gym, if you don't feel the pain immediately, just wait for a few hours or next day. You feel the pain. You feel the pain. Especially if you have not gone to the gym for a while. You feel the pain. Why the pain? I just made a decision yesterday that I want to become better, that I want to lose weight. Why am I feeling pain now? Why the pain? And this is where most people stop. Most people stop the moment they feel that pain. Most people stop the moment they experience that pain. Oh, I want to invest money. I want to increase my income. Oh, okay. Now I need to study Oh, now I need to sign up. Oh, now I need to save some money. Now I need to deprive myself from eating out. Now I need to stop eating some junks so that I can save more money in order to invest in myself. Oh, it's painful to stop eating out. Oh, it's painful to take out 2 meals from your meal, to eat just 1 meal. It's painful to deprive yourself immediate gravity enjoyment in order to improve your life. And here's my conclusion today. What you need in your life to stretch your leadership is all about surrounding yourself with individuals who will push you to become better. And being here today tells me that you are ready to become better. And that's why you are here. That's why you are here. Let me see. Do we have any questions? Any questions before we end today? Before we end today, any questions? Any questions? Let me see, on other platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram. Okay. All right. I'm going to end with this. I was so passionate the other time, and I felt like, how can you delay gratification? How can you delay today's enjoyment? How can you delay? I want it now. And discipline yourself so that you can enjoy the vision. I wrote the book, The Consistency Blueprint. The book will be out actually next week. It's an ebook. It will be out next week. The Consistency Blueprint. I put my story on how I discipline myself to be consistent, and how many great and successful people focus on this principle, this one principle. Say, no matter what you want to achieve in life, if you can master this one principle, if you can understand this blueprint, consistency, the staying power, and to delay everything that we call self gratification, everything that we call or today's enjoyment. If you can just focus on the input and not the output, your life will change. Your business will change. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to be ready to be consistent. Because the moment you make a decision and you decide to grow, to start, the pain will show up. Because what you never planned for will show up. I remember I planned to lose weight. Then I realized that my muscles started stretching and I started feeling the pain, because I was running every day, going to the gym every day. It's not about what you do in a day, it's about what you do daily. You don't have to do 2 hours every week. Just do 15 minutes every day. 15 minutes every day will make a big difference. Thank you so much for joining me on this live chat today. If you have learned something, share this with everyone you know, anywhere in the world. Okay? Share this with everyone you know. Share with your leaders. Share with the people around you. And I wish you a wonderful Saturday, and God bless you. Bye for now.